If you are busy but want to invest in US stocks, if you are busy and want to have exposure to forex, commodities, and other asset classes, but you don't know where to start, you don't know where to begin, and you don't have the time to actually study and monitor it, there's a thing called copy trading where you follow people, copy their trades, and if they earn, you earn as well. In this video, we will talk about how you can make money by copying the trades of other people. Check this video out. Hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, smash that bell so you get updated every time we create new content about stock market. So while I was preparing for this flight, while I was checking in my stuff, it dawned on me, what if there are people who are busy and don't really have the time to not just study the markets, but also they don't have the time to also monitor it, watch, and know which stocks to buy and sell. Especially if we're talking about US markets, especially if we're talking about markets that are not in the Philippines. How can Filipinos still have exposure abroad without them trying to pick, select, time, and know and what's happening in those various markets? That's where copy trading comes in. Copy trading basically is a function of Etoro where you can pick traders, you can pick investors, and here's the thing, if that trader, that investor earns and you are copying them, you earn as much as they earn. So if they buy Apple, they buy Google, they buy Bitcoin, they buy any other asset, and then they make money off of it. If they make 10%, you make 10%. If they make 20%, you also make 20%. That's the beauty of copy trading. You don't have to know what stocks you're buying. All you need to know is to find a trader that fits your risk profile, fits the style, the narrative, and the technique, because everything's also disclosed. So if you do copy trading, everything is disclosed. You see the earnings of that trader from a stretched period of time ever since they started. So you see their track record, you see if they are good, you see if they are bad, you see in months that they're performing well, you also see if they're in a streak of losing. Because I said this a while ago, but I'll reiterate this. If they make money, you make money. If they lose money, you also lose money. I'll try to click this guy, Barry Jones. He's up 51%, returns 51.22%. There are 4,000 people who are copying him. So the style there is basically this. If Barry Jones fits me, I try to understand and I try to analyze him more. If you look at this also, it also shows you his performance for the year. As you can see, from January to June, he's up, but July, August, September, and a portion of October, his portfolio is down. So please remember also, past performance is not indicative of future results. Please remember also that the technique here is you try to look who among the people, the fund managers, is the most consistent, because that's also a technique that you can try to employ. So one thing that you can also look at is if that person has a lot of people copying him, there must be a reason why there's a lot of people copying him, because probably he has a good track record and is very, 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 very consistent as well. And one thing that's also interesting about Etoro is that you can see that there is a risk score. So what does that mean? You only go for fund managers who are fitting the risk scores that you like. And what's nice about copy trading as well is it shows you the total number of trades that have been done and the breakdown, how many were stocks, how many were cryptos, how many were ETFs, or if he's following other people as well. And it also shows you the type of assets that get traded on a more regular basis and the hit ratio and how profitable that fund manager is as well. And that's what I like about it. It shows you how long is the holding time, then how many trades they do per week. And there's also a breakdown of the portfolio that's currently live now. So as you can see, this person has this number of assets under his portfolio. And the difference there also, if you try to understand the whole narrative of this, is I think the basic difference is if you just buy stocks directly, you're just exposed to the stock market. But if you copy people who have a varied set of assets inside of them, you get exposed to everything that they have as well. So if they make money, you make money. But if they lose money, you also lose money as well. That's why it's nice to find, it's nice to know their history, it's nice to know their track record, so that you get to see if they're losing, how big they lose. Because if your risk tolerance is not so high, you should not get traders who have risk tolerances that are very, very high as well, because those that earn big have also large risk appetites, meaning they have the ability to earn a lot, but they also have the ability to lose a lot as well.
For your safety as an investor, you can only copy popular investors that have a risk score below 6, meaning those that are graded, those who have scores that are relatively higher. You are not allowed to copy them. So this is an added layer of protection for you as an investor copying someone, so that you don't get a lot of volatility, so that you get protected as well.
So my tip, my suggestion, if you are a person who have a low risk, who has a low risk appetite, just invest on traders that have very, very low delta, or the risk rating is very, very low. They're very, very consistent. They don't have high upsides, but they also don't have very, very low downsides as well. And that's how you can do it. For people who are aggressive, by all means, buy the ones or invest in the ones that have larger swings, larger upsides, but they give you a larger amount of risk. But if you are more conservative, find the ones that probably are investing in stocks, they're not investing in commodities, they're not investing in cryptocurrencies. Find the ones that their risk ratings are lower. But aside from looking at the ones with lower risk ratings, you can also look at their track record, that you won't see sudden spikes, but you see consistency. For me, at the end of the day, your technique here is just like buying a normal stock. You look for the ones that are very, 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 very consistent in the way that they do things. They're very, very consistent in how they earn money. If they lose money, they don't lose a very, very big amount when they invest. And that should be your technique. The steadier it is, the better it will be for you.
So what's interesting about copy trading also is, if I'd like to copy people, I just click them here, and then I just press copy, and then I put the amount that I want. For example, that I want to expose myself in, say, $5,000. Then if I don't want to copy the older trades, no, because if you copy the older trades, that means at its current price, you will be copying it as well. So don't untick the copy open trades, then you put a cut loss. What happens here, if the value of your money drops below 3,000, it will stop copying as well. So press copy, and then you're done. It's as easy as that. Please do note, for copy trading, you only copy with the same percentage. So for example, you have a capital of $1,000 total that you've placed in your portfolio as cash. If you put 20% of your portfolio towards him, that means you're copying him with $200. It also means that you are copying 20% of your portfolio for him. What does that mean as well? The copy function works via percentage. So it means that if he trades this particular stock, you only copy also 20% of what he is trading as well. So copy trading works via percentage. By the way, in terms of the minimum amount, please remember, if you want to do copy trading, the minimum amount for copying is $200 US.
So copy trading basically is you following and copying the trades of a trader or investor in an Etoro platform. What they do, what they earn, you earn. What they lose, you also lose as well. Now people are asking, how do they get compensated? They get compensated by this. It's called asset under management. The larger their assets, meaning there's a lot of people copying them, there's a lot of funds under them, they get compensated by Etoro, meaning you don't get deducted from what you put in. Whatever you earn, that's all for you. Whatever you lose also though, that's also for you as well. What's nice about Etoro is you get to filter it out based on what markets they're trading. Is it stocks, is it commodities, is it cryptocurrencies, is it forex?
So how do you know who are you supposed to copy? It's easy. It has to fit your criteria. It has to fit what you want. So basically what I'm saying is this. You can check, do I want to follow someone who is invested in commodities? Do I set a criteria in terms of their gain? Do I set also how good are they in currencies and how much they performed over the past, say, 6 months? And just press go, it filters everything out. So what's interesting about this is you can set a criteria based on what you want. You can set a criteria on what's basically important for you. So for example, you just want someone who's just invested in stocks, it will also come out. Then you press go, it will make the filter ready for you. So what's nice about that is, if you don't want exposure into cryptocurrencies or commodities because you find it a little bit riskier, then the best place for you to go next is just to find people who are investing in the stock market. Because if your value is just basically investing in people in the stock market, then just copy people who are into the stock market. So that's it. So what's nice about that is you can filter it, you can set a criteria so that whoever you are following, whoever you're copying, is someone that fits you and it's someone that fits the narrative that you want as well.
Aside from looking at the earnings, the losses, you can also see how big has the portfolio become because everything's so transparent. But aside from that, you can also see the stocks, the properties, the assets that that trader is also holding as well. So that's what's very nice about it. You can filter it based on their earnings, you can filter it based on their gains, you can filter it based on the assets that are being bought as well. So that's what's nice about it. You get to only invest in the ones you believe in. You get to only invest in the ones that you know are doing well.
Let's look at other people who are investing as well. So you can also make a criteria. For example, I just want to focus on the ones that are trading cryptocurrencies. Then at least made 10% during the past 12 months, or at least maybe let's look at the past 6 months. Who among the traders made more than at least 10%? So let's look at it. So what's nice about that is it filters it already for you. So based on this filter, we have Jepper Kirk Bond, who is up 11% and over the past 6 months. But there's another one, Hang Kai Yin, who's up 43.20%, who has a risk score of 5. As you notice it as well, the principles of personal finance never change. What do I mean by that? The higher the risk, the higher the return, the more conservative the investor, the more conservative the returns. If there's a high risk investor and then the returns are not good, of course, you don't want that. You want someone who has a high risk, high reward portfolio that fits you. You don't want someone with a low reward and high risk. For those who are a bit conservative, then you go for someone with a low risk score, but also there's a probability that the returns may not be as amazing. So let's look at this. Let's look at Jorge. Handel Mau Ingles. So let's click him. Let's see. So just to copy him, I just have to press the plus button. So now he's part of my watch list. But if I want to copy him directly, I just go to his entire profile. So this is how he has performed over the past 6 months. This is what he owns, the cryptocurrencies that he owns. And aside from cryptocurrencies, he also has stocks like Amazon, Netflix, and PayPal. Then this is how his fund has gone up over a specific duration. So I just press copy. Then say I want to copy also 5,000. Then if I want to lower this, if it drops to say 4,000, I stop the copying. I don't want to copy all the trades that have been done in the past, so I press copy, then I'm done. So as you can see, it's not as hard as what most people think it is. If you are very, 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 very busy, this is a way for you to be able to have exposure to not just the stock market, but different asset classes that allows you to be able to trade, have exposure, and make money also, even if you are busy as well.
Here's another thing that's nice about copy trading. Since Etoro is like a social media platform, you get to see all of their posts, you get to see all of their ideas on a certain topic, you get to see also, if you have a question about what they're doing, what their trade is, why they kept buying that, why they started to lose money, you can start messaging them as well, and you can pick their brain, get their thoughts, so that it's not just a one-sided approach, just like other traditional methodologies where you just see their disclosure, what they bought. Now you get to ask questions as well, and you get to follow them. I want to also show you a trader who's very, very good. He had no losing months for a stretch of more than 2 years. So if you want a template of a trader or investor that is crushing it, check this example out as well.
So I want to share also about this guy. His name is Olivier Danville. He's from France. One thing that's very, very interesting about him, he had 34 months of gaining, not one losing month. So imagine this, almost 3 years of not losing money. And what's nice about eToro is everything is very, I guess, in a way transparent. So you get to see all of his earnings and trading. So if you see this, he start from 2017, not a losing month. 2018, no losing month. 2019, also no losing month. So you get to see how good of a trader he is, and you see also how much confidence people have on him. He has 7,771 copiers, and then you have his style is basically investing in commodities, currencies, then some in commodities as well. Then you see that he's trading the pair of the British pound and the Japanese yen more, along with the British pound and the US dollar pair more as well, as well as buying golds. He makes 7.66 trades per week. And his current portfolio as of now, as expected, still currencies and then one asset which is a commodity of oil. And lastly, this is how his portfolio has moved up over a specific duration.
So what if there's a trader that you are following that's not doing so well? It's easy to stop copying them. You can just stop copying them and then either move on to the next or do it yourself. That's the beauty of copy trading. It's as liquid as you are trading and buying your own stock, but instead of picking stocks, you are picking fund managers that fits the risk profile that's attached to you.
So basically, copy trading for me is basically for people who are busy. Copy trading for me is for people who don't have the time but they want to have exposure to the markets. Copy trading for me is for people that they want to have exposure to different stocks that are outside the Philippines. Copy trading for me is for people who somehow they're busy, somehow they don't have the time to actually study anymore. That's when copy trading will actually help you because it allows you to make money when other people are making money and doing correct trades as well. And it gives someone who doesn't have time a chance, who's busy but has extra money, who wants their money to work hard for them, work well, or at least have exposure to markets that are not in the Philippines.
So I guess that's it for now. This video is somehow different from the normal videos where I give you skills on how you can trade. This time, you can actually leave your money, earn passively, and work and let other traders work hard for you. So this is Marvin Germo, who's also busy today and flying out. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.